Today we're going to devote much of the beginning of our newscast to the incident that occurred over the weekend in Minot. For the third time in roughly half a year, a night out turned violent with shots fired at an area bar. And again, one person has died. Police say 40-year-old Travis McDermott of Minot is being held in the Ward County Jail on charges of manslaughter as well as reckless endangerment and extreme indifference with a weapon. Police also releasing the name of the victim, 32-year-old Grayson Sletto of Willow City. We spoke with Minot police on their response to the incident in the early morning hours on Sunday. Now, it happened around 1:45 yesterday morning inside the business. Sletto was shot and died from his injuries, The incident is the third shooting inside or near a bar in Minot over the past 6 months. While Minot police encourage situational awareness, they do feel confident in their recommendations to bar owners promoting public safety.
We actually had officers who were on scene almost instantly, and they quickly responded in the bar. It was a chaotic scene, and found witnesses and bystanders who were subduing the shooter.
McDermott had his initial appearance in court this morning and is being held on a $500,000 bond. His arraignment will be June 19th. One of the witnesses of this past weekend shooting is all too familiar with the dangers of guns. He was injured in the shooting at the Dakota Lounge in February, but only needed minimal treatment. Michael Davis talked with me about living through another shooting. Michael Davis says he was out with a buddy Saturday night and they stopped by a few places before ending the evening at the Original. If the name sounds familiar, it should. Davis caught a bullet as an innocent bystander in the shooting at the Dakota Lounge, the bullet bouncing off his ribs and missing major organs. Flash forward to this past weekend, again a bystander. This time, Davis sprung into action.
All of a sudden, we just heard a gunshot again, and everybody's getting down, and I just ran straight towards the shot.
And why did you do that?
Because you got two instincts, either fight or flight, and I was ready to fight for that night.
Davis says he did what he could to help security with subduing the suspect and getting the gun away from him, but the victim died on scene. Davis leaving the area before family picked him up down the street. Do you feel safe going out, Mike?
I still personally do. In light of everything that has happened, I still do.
Davis praised law enforcement's response for both incidents.
Very quick. It was very quick. Both times.
Davis says some area establishments have begun enhancing security measures, but he would like to see more pat-downs for patrons.
Something I hope everywhere with security starts doing. Personally, like, we need to get on top of this. That's the second shooting in 3 months.
Above all, he hopes he doesn't have to experience something like this again. Now, as for his injury from the February incident, Davis says he is fully recovered. As we mentioned, this is the third such incident at or near a bar in Minot dating back to December. While the incidents are not connected, we wanted to know if members of the public are confident going out. With that, I'm joined in studio by Haley Burchett, who went out to speak with some citizens. And Haley, what did you learn from them?
Well, Joe, it was a mixed set of reactions. Some citizens indicated they feel safe, while others are staying away from the bar scene for a while. Here's what some of them had to say.
You don't know what can happen to you. So I think maybe something should be done to protect the environment, to protect the people. More security should be put in place for that.
Bars in general we tend to avoid because we usually stay home. And, just with everything that's going on these days, safer to stay home.
As far as safety in Minot, we have really good people and they know what they're doing, and the rest of it's just up to us to make sure that we watch what's happening around us.
We also asked Captain Dale Plessis with Minot Police Department about this, and he says while there have been some very bad incidents that have occurred, he doesn't believe the community is unsafe.
And I understand you also had the chance to speak with him about situational awareness, huh?
I did, and he gave us some excellent advice for members of the public planning to go out.
Anytime you're out in public, it's a good idea to keep a good observation on other people and what they're doing. What we would suggest is if there are problems and you do see tensions rising, to remove yourself from that situation and call authorities.
He also says to pay attention to the mannerisms and behaviors of those around you. Lastly, if there is the presence of a weapon, definitely maintain a healthy level of alertness.
All right, thank you so much for that report, Haley. Now, we did reach out to ownership with the Original regarding the incident this past weekend, and while they declined to comment directly to us, they did provide a statement on social media in response to the incident. It reads, "Due to the events that transpired Saturday night, we are closed today. We will also be canceling all events for the rest of the week, including Slamabama this weekend. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of Mr. Sletto and anyone else affected by this terrible tragedy."